One of the newest heroes added to Overwatch, Fika, or better known as JETPACK Cat, apparently has no backstory. However, if you look deeper, there are plenty of lore pieces to put together. It all revolves around one shady company, Luchang Interstellar. To start investigating Luchang, we have to go back in time and look at Winston and the Horizon Lunar Colony. Horizon Lunar Colony is a moon base constructed by Luchang Interstellar to observe the long-term effects of low gravity on living organisms. Throughout its life, the moon base was responsible for many advancements in technology on Earth, such as improved textiles, bone, muscle, and cancer treatments. But all those advancements paled in comparison to their biggest project, the preparation of humanity for long-term space travel. The research for this project began with studying the scientists that worked on the base, along with a group of genetically enhanced gorillas. The quality of life for some of these gorillas was not great. They were constantly put through genetic therapy and various tests, combined with the fact that they were stuck in this colony, made some of them have adverse reactions, so to speak. They started hurting staff members to the point they were sent to the infirmary, and it was decided that all gorillas were to be confined to their quarters, even though some, like our lovable Winston, did no harm. One dark day, the gorillas decided to stage an uprising and sent all the scientists onto the moon's surface through an airlock to suffocate them. Our very own Winston and Hammond eventually escaped to Earth, as they were unhappy with their current conditions. Over the next 10 years, Luchang tried to retake the base. The gorillas won every single time. To this day, Horizon Lunar Colony remains one of Luchang's biggest blunders, something they would be sure to never repeat again. Luchang's next endeavor was a base on Mars known as Project Red Promise. Now I know I'm giving a lot of backstory here, but trust me, this all relates to JETPACK Cat, so please bear with me. This Mars base wasn't approved by the governments of the world, as Luchang wanted to build it during that first Omnic crisis, which I completely understand because humanity could have been facing extinction and needed all the resources necessary. Anyway, they made the whole base a secret and had a thriving colony of scientists living on Mars. Although the scientists terraforming the planet caused increasingly violent dust storms, nothing was wrong with the colony. One day, seemingly out of nowhere, Luchang cut off communications and supplies to the colony, leaving them stranded. This is where Juno comes in. She was born on Mars, and all the colony's remaining resources were used to send her to Earth. Eventually, she meets up with Overwatch, and she and Mei take a trip to Luchang's headquarters for a debrief Q&A sort of thing to try and get answers as to what happened. Luchang pretty much says a rescue mission is not worth their time. On their way out of the headquarters, they stop at a museum and see memorial photos of animals that were part of the Star Companion program. We know next to nothing about what the Star Companion program actually is, but we can assume it was genetically enhanced animals meant to aid on certain Luchang interstellar missions. Fika, the JETPACK Cat, is a Luchang Star Companion. Let's dive into it. Starting off where she was found, Brigitte refers to her as a stowaway found in between rocket parts at Gibraltar's landing bay. I think she escaped Luchang on the way back from that debrief meeting with Mei and Juno. Fika has been shown to have heightened intelligence. She quote-unquote knocked over just the right schematics Brigitte needed to complete her jetpack design, and she even chose her own color by knocking over the one she didn't want. Brigitte even says straight up there's something special about her, and she wasn't able to do the whole JETPACK Cat thing with her normal cat she already has, named Mitzi. I mean, come on, that cat literally hits buttons and flies a jetpack. Of course her IQ is super high. The strange thing is that Fika can't talk like Winston. A disturbing theory that I have is that in order to avoid another Horizon Lunar Colony style uprising in the future, all animal projects from there on out were made mute on purpose so they can't communicate with each other. At this point in the story, that's really all I got. When they expand on the Juno Mei Luchang story arc, I really hope some more information about JETPACK Cat gets revealed. If anyone has anything to add or any other theories, let me know in the comments. I really hope you enjoyed my ramblings. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe for more stuff like this in the future, and thanks for watching.